Hello, this is Samuel Biondolillo, and today I'm going to show you how to build our white box in 3D. So first I'm going to go over to the basic tool set, and I'm going to select our rectangle tool, and I'm going to create a 30 by 30 rectangle. Now how I'm going to do this is I'm going to create the rectangle, I'm going to hit the Tab key, and that will highlight our X value, so it'll be 30 feet, and then hit Tab again for our Y value, which will also be 30 feet. And now we have a 30 foot by 30 foot square on our screen. Now we're going to want to line this up with our page center. So this is our page center here. Here's the center of our square. So we're just going to take this and drag it over to our page center so that everything is nice and centered inside of our document. It's very important that 0, 0 always lines up, and that'll be our main reference point for anything else we create. So we have our 30 by 30 square in 2D. If we use the flyover tool, we can see this is just a flat object with no Z height to it. And so the Z height, we're going to establish, we're going to make this 1 foot tall. So how I'm going to do that is I'm going to select this rectangle, and we're going to go over to Model and Extrude, which on the Mac is Command E. I believe on Windows is similar, but you can see the Command key here, or the commands that you need here. So Model, Extrude, and we're going to extrude 1 foot. So now we have a 1 foot tall stage in our white box. We don't want the bottom of this to be at Z value though, Z0 though. We want the top of this to be at 0. So because we extruded this by 1 foot, we're also going to make the bottom Z, this is the bottom of the shape's Z value, -1 foot. And what that will do is that will put the object itself just below the Z-axis so that the flat part of our stage surface, so that we're always working from a 0 value Z level. So now we're going to make the walls on the outside of our diagram here. So I'm again going to use the rectangle tool, and I'm just going to I'm going to snap to the point here and snap to the other point of the square here. And then I'm going to tab and make our X value -1 foot, since that's the direction we'll go, is negative in the Cartesian plane. So X axis is this way, Y axis is this way, -X, positive Y, negative Y. Now I could do the same thing on the other side to make the other side of the wall, but instead what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the wall that we made, and I'm going to use the mirror tool, and since this is all on center, I can grab the center point, go down 90 degrees, and it creates a box on this side here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the back wall of our theater. Again, this is going to be open because this is going to be for our audience here. And I'm going to select from here to here. Oop, not that one. I'm going to select rectangle, select from here to here, and now because we are in a, now we're just in the Y-axis, we want the Y value to be equal to 1 foot and have the width be equal to the total of the walls here. So it looks like this now. Now you'll notice again, if we fly over, these are just flat objects on Z0. They do not exist in the three-dimensional plane yet. We're going to make these 20 feet tall. So what we're going to do is we're going to select the 3 walls, and the way that I'm doing that is I am holding down the Shift button as I select these 3 walls. So that selects everything at once. If you just hit like this, then it's only going to select one thing at a time. If you hold Shift, you can select 3 things at once. And again, I'm going to go to Model, Extrude, and we're going to extrude this by 20 feet. So here's our 20-foot tall space. Here, our white box, if you will. And so now we have built our theater, our white box, what we need to have. And so the only thing missing from our little white box is our electrics. So we're going to go over to the tool set here, and you'll see there's a bunch of different categories. We're going to click on this little truss for rigging, and then we're going to select the lighting pipe tool. The lighting pipe tool is right here. So if we take the lighting pipe tool, and we're just going to go from our proscenium edge opening here to here, and double click, you'll come up with these options. You don't really need to worry about these right now. So for right now, just click OK, and a lighting pipe will be created at the edge of your stage. Now you'll notice, if you look over in the object info palette here, that it has a Z value, a height of 0. So we want to put this pipe in line with the top of our wall. So we're going to make the Z axis 20 feet. And so here we are in the Z axis, 20 feet. There's our pipe. Now, a setting that you're going to want to adjust before we do the next step is turning off offset duplications. Now, I'll show you the Mac version of this. There is a slight difference in the Windows version, but what you're looking for is the preferences, the Vectorworks preferences window, which looks like this. I believe on the other thing it may have been under Tools, but you'll have to take a look at that or send me an email. But what you're looking for in this Vectorworks Preferences window is under Edit. You want to make sure that Offset Duplications is turned off. Make sure that that's turned off, or else it's going to make your life very, very, very difficult. Make sure that that is turned off. So again, on Mac, it's Vectorworks Preferences. It's underneath one of these tabs here on Windows, but that is that's going to be Offset Duplications in Vectorworks Preferences. So once you have offset duplications, what we can do now is we can duplicate our lighting pipe. So we have our 20-foot lighting pipe, and we're going to hit Command or Control on Windows, D, and now we have two lighting pipes, one right on top of the other. If we had offset duplications on it, would have moved it off slightly to the side so we can see if there's two. But what we want to do is we want to move it precisely. And so I hit Command D and then I hit Command M, and this will give us our Move Selection tool. And what this is going to do is allow us to move our lighting pipe up or down as we need. So we want to move this up stage 5 feet. So we're going to go a positive Y, 5 feet. All right, we have a 5-foot pipe, and we're going to keep doing that. So I hit Command D, Command M, Command D, Command M, and we can just keep adding pipes every 5 feet along our white box until we reach the very top edge of the box. Now we also want to add 3 pipes to the front of house here. So what we're going to do is we're going to hit Command D, Command M, and instead of a positive 5 on the Y offset, we're going to go negative 5. And we'll just create 3 pipes that go out to front of house so that we can add lighting positions. Now, if we go into the flyover tool, you can see here's our white box with our pipes. If you want to see it with detail, you can go into OpenGL or Fast RenderWorks and actually see our white box in action. So next what we're going to do is we're going to hang lights, and we're going to look at photometrics of how we think about lights and focus points. But for right now, for Thursday, we're just going to have the white box. Thanks.